Oh, Lord. She's starting already. All right. Hey, guys, this is Terry with NSPS TV Paranormal Podcast. Hey, you guys know what day it is, so you know what time it is. Sunday evening podcast, man. And you know what? Last night, I was in Louisiana, so I got on Interstate 10 East and I went into Florida. I have a team out of, what's the name of that town again?
Bradenton.
Bradenton. If you get Bradenton, Florida. That's going to be joining me on the show. As you can see, man, this is going to be a very interesting conversation because we got some color on the show, and I'm so happy. And I thought I was the only one out there, you know what I'm saying? But no, I'm not. You know what? I feel the love in the room. I really do. She already said I look like his cousin, so you know it's gonna be interesting. So guys, we're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna come back and we're gonna jump right into the conversation. So please give me a minute. And if you guys don't have your zingers, I give you a minute to go to the refrigerator and get some.
Get your zingers.
Nobody has zingers? What the? Dude, there's always room for zingers.
What's the zinger?
All right, guys, here, quick commercial. All right, hey, short commercial, but I loved it. Man, tonight, like I said before the commercial, it's going to be an interesting conversation. Tonight we have, let me see if I can get her name right. Drena?
Yes, Drena.
Drena and Mike's Paranormal Adventures from Central Florida. How you guys doing this evening?
We're doing awesome.
We're doing great.
Good. Hey, man, this podcast should be very interesting. Tonight we are streaming live. We're streaming live on Kick. We're streaming live on Rumble, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook Live, Facebook International Japan, and Facebook International UK. So welcome everybody to the show. But you guys know how I do it on every Sunday. So hey, feel free to jump in. And let's chat with this team and see what they all about. You know what I'm saying? But with enough said about me, let's focus on the team. Hey guys, what's going on? Talk to me.
How you been? How you doing today?
Dude, it was a perfect 72 degrees here in Central Texas. Man, it was just one of those days where you want to just go grab you a faux loco and just hang out at the park and just watch it was perfect. Then after you drink that, you're going to have to Uber home. So, yeah, it was one of those days, man. I didn't do nothing but just sit in the car. I flew my drone for like a couple of minutes. Then I got bored with that. Sat on the back of the truck. I got bored with that. I went and got me a drink. And I got bored with that. It was just one of those laid back days where you didn't want to do nothing.
Right.
Have you ever had days like that?
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
I pretty much know.
Well, you know what? Tell me a little bit about Drena's and Mike's Paranormal Adventures. How did you guys get started? Why did you guys get started?
Well, we got together back in 2009, and we for some reason we had started talking about, paranormal and the things we had with our past. And so we started actually going out and started investigating. Um, that's what pretty much got us as a couple doing it. You know what I'm saying? But far as experiences that I had, first of all, to go back a little bit, my mom, she was able to see, paranormal, the dead and that type of thing, and she used to talk to us about it, and so that's what really got me interested in it. And then when she passed away, that's what made me actually want to try to figure out, was there about the paranormal. And so when me and her got together, we was exchanging stories about what she went through, what I went through, and we just started from there.
Okay. All right, young lady, you're next.
Pretty much the same thing. Before we got together, I lived in a house, and the house had a lot of energy that I couldn't explain, and I kept denying it and kept denying it, and things would happen in the house. My TV would turn on and off by itself. My water would turn on and off by itself. My friends didn't even like come into the house because of the energy. They said it felt weird when they would come in the house, and just a lot of weird stuff happened in the house. I asked my landlord at the time, did anyone pass or anything happened? And her grandfather, who built the house, he actually had his wife in a house. They owned the lot. They had another house next door, and she said his wife passed away in the house next door. So I don't know if it was anything to do with that, but that kind of like opened the door for me or so, because it was just so much stuff back to back that was so unexplainable, and drew my curiosity to like know what's with the afterlife. I was very intimidated by it. I won't lie. Still am at some time, because we know it's real, but it just drew my curiosity a little bit more to find out a lot of the unexplainable things that we can't explain when they happen, or if we see them or hear them and don't know where it's coming from. So when we got together, like he said, we pretty much started talking about our personal experiences, and just found out that we were both interested in paranormal and afterlife. So we started to go out ghost hunting. We took our kids with us at first, and we would go out and we would shoot videos, just us and the family. We'd go to like cemeteries and places, and plantations, historical places all the time. So we started out doing that, and then years went by. We stopped for a while, and then we started back up. And then I was like, why don't we, since we're trying to like do this, and he really enjoys it, and I really enjoy the social media side of it. So I'm like, why not put both of them together, so it makes it more interesting for both of us all around. And I started bringing social media more into it, and we continue to do our ghost hunting. And at the time, I was like, you know what, like I'm like, we're the only Black people that I know of that's running around chasing ghosts. So it might get a lot of attention. So that's what we started to do, and then the Ghost Brothers came out. So so much for that. But yeah,
right. Well, it says, I'm looking at your YouTube channel right now, man. Somebody is doing an unbelievable job. Hey, man, 3.47K followers.
Yeah.
Dude, over 400 videos.
A lot. I know. I'm shocked at how many videos we put out. But
dude,
yeah.
You guys, man, whoever's doing it, doing a good job. So, keep up the good work. You know what? But the thing about it is, you got to have that foundation. So Mike must be doing something right also.
All right, there you go.
You know what I'm saying? So, hey, let you guys know, I did subscribe to your channel. I did subscribe to your Instagram. Your Instagram, hey, man, you got almost 454 followers, and you got over 108 posts. Yeah. So you guys are doing pretty good, man. Hey, and
lot of posts on TikTok as well. We got a TikTok page. Yeah, that's it. I think we do a lot of shorts on TikTok. We do a lot there as well. I think that's where we got most of more our followers on TikTok. I think we got over 5,000
on TikTok.
Yeah.
No.
Or something like that. Well, I don't keep up with it. I let her keep up with that. So
yeah, TikTok is one of those, I'm really trying to tap into it because they have an abundance of people that do paranormal out there. And I'm really trying to tap into that, and see what these people are thinking. But you know what? There's always got Mr. Curtis.
We checked anything out in Melbourne, Florida, or Cocoa Beach? Did we?
We was over on the East Coast. I'm coming to Justin. We was over on the East Coast. We did not Cocoa. We did
it was
the old abandoned nursing home. And
that was Palm Bay.
Yeah, Palm Bay
or Palm Beach.
No, not with that. Yeah, Palm Bay. It was Palm Bay.
Yeah,
Palm Bay. And we also did the Killing Field. What is it in Palm Bay as well?
The compound.
Yeah, the compound. We did the compound. And the place we met Joe at, I don't know if it was an old school or old nursing home, but
that was in Titusville. So it was close to Melbourne area, but we haven't actually done anything directly in Melbourne, but close to that.
Right.
Cocoa Beach. We did the old abandoned mansion out there, but the cops got called on us. So
funny though.
Well, I'm glad I'm not the only one. But you know what? Mr. Curtis is from the Florida area. That's probably why he's he just had his folks from Titusville.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's definitely from that area. I sense that Florida vibe within him. He's kind of odd, But you know what? He's a part of my team. He's a good access. He's a good part of the team. He's a part of my team, and he does his things, and he does whatever he does it good. So I thank you, Mr. Curtis. Wouldn't do it without you.
See, one thing about me and Drena, we love to do videos with different people. You know what I mean? And I think that's what makes us different, because it don't have to be a reason to do it. You understand?
Right.
We just enjoy meeting new people. We enjoy getting out and traveling.
Right, but the people that we of course we do videos with people that are interested in the paranormal. So so that's it. I mean, when we met up with Joe, we started doing more abandoned locations, urbex exploring. So we did that a few times prior to meeting him, and found that it's creepy just to go in an abandoned location like that. But sometimes you pick up things that you wouldn't expect that you would pick up. So we started doing that as well. So we started doing a little bit more of that and incorporating it in with our videos. But
but like I told Drena, I said I'm not an explorer, I'm a ghost hunter.
There you go.
I have no problem with doing the exploring, but I'm more of a ghost hunting man, and that's the reason I got into doing this, is to venture out and do the ghost hunting and learn more about the paranormal and that type of thing, and that's my goal. You know what I'm saying? I want to document stuff that people don't understand. You know what I'm saying? They look at why y'all out there chasing ghosts, but at the same time, we all got a guardian angel or overseer, should I say, that follow us everywhere. And I really believe that. I believe we all have that guardian angel, and we going through things and we talking to God. And to be honest, we never seen God before, but we still reach out to him. And to me,
God is a spirit.
That's a spirit, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of people don't understand that, But just to learn what we don't learn, you know, with this walk. I hope I'm not moving ahead of us, but to learn what we don't learn in this walk is just it's incredible. You know what I'm saying? To catch apparitions, to catch voices that you know wasn't there in the room with you. To me, it's exciting. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
I
yeah.
get adrenaline rush. You know what I mean? And
Yeah, definitely.
yeah.
Now, is it? Let's start with you, Mike, because you mentioned something a few minutes ago when your mom passed away, and your mom was gifted.
Mm-hmm.
Now, uh, I kind of have an idea on how that works. Sometimes, if a family member gifted, it might skip a generation. So it might be your mom, then it might pass through you, and it might hit one of your kids.
That's
Do
what
you?
happened. It's
So
still
is one of your kids
my daughter.
gifted?
Yeah, my oldest daughter. Yep.
And how is she taking it?
Well, you know what? She's at first it's weird because before I got into the paranormal when she was born, she used to always talk about seeing her papa. She used to say,
Mm-hmm.
Papa, I seen Papa today, and you know, me and her mom would look at one another, Papa. You know what I'm saying? So what happened with I was at work because I used to do bodyguard work and that type of stuff. And I was at work, and when I came home, she said, her mom, not my daughter, but her mom said, I seen my granddad. I seen him walk in the room with Champel. And her granddad is deceased. And so when she was talking about her papa, she was talking about her granddad. And she started going to ghost hunting with us. When Drena mentioned the kids going to ghost hunting, she was one of the ones, and she used to tell me all the time, you know, her papa's with us, her papa's in the van with us, you know what I'm saying? And so that's how I found out she had the same ability that my mom had. And if you see my mom and see her, they can go for twins. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
And
wow.
yeah. So it skipped me, but she has that ability. I wish I had it. You know what I'm saying? Because let me step back. I think if I would have had it before, it'd probably be a lot harder than now because now I understand it. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what my daughter, she said she had to learn how to understand it. You know what I'm saying? Because I had to explain to her, you know, my mom had that same ability. She was able to see the dead. She was able to talk to them. My mom used to actually tell me about, she called it a thing. It was a little short monster, I guess, or some type of being that used to come next to her bed and talk to her. They used to talk. And the night my mom passed away, the kids, my mom had my brother's kids, and they was at the house when we was at the hospital with my mom, and they said that they seen this little creature, this little thing with glowing red eyes at the same time my mom passed away.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So it's just it goes back to when we was kids, and my mom used to tell us about my granddad had a whole lot of junk cars in the backyard. She used to go out on the back porch, and she used to see a man on one of the cars with a cut off head. And the thing and the thing about it, she said it never scared her. She said even seeing, you know, the dead people and that type of thing, it never scared her. And she used to tell us, we used to stay in this blue house in this little town called Lake Placid. And she used to tell us, you know, there's a man in here, but he's a prankster. You know, she'll sit down in the chair, she'll fall asleep, and it'll tap on the shoulder or do something to wake her up to mess with her. I was living in Fort Myers at that time. I happened to come down and was visiting her, and me and my cousin, and he was laying on the couch and I was laying on the floor. And I had the pillow above my head and I'm asleep. And I felt a tug at the pillow twice. So I got up, I looked at my cousin, he was asleep, and I thought maybe it was the cat. So the cat was in the dining room chair asleep. So I was like, man, what's going on, right? So I laid back down, tried to go back to sleep, and it did it again. So when it happened that second time, I woke my cousin up. I said, man, we need to change places. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's experience after experience that I had. You know, I was driving on 75 one day, and I was real tired. A friend of mine was behind me in a car. So we pulled over to go to sleep because I just had got off work and I was tired. And I was sleeping in the car, and he was in the car behind me. And I heard a knock on the window.
Mm-hmm.
And look, and all I could see was a torso. And he said, "Are you ready to go?" I said, "Okay, yeah." So I got up. I sat there for a couple of seconds. I got up, crunked up the car, and I went to pull off. And when I went to pull off, he was still sitting there. So,
oh wow,
yeah. So I backed up, got out, and he was in the car still asleep. So I knocked on his. I said, "Didn't you just come to the window and ask me was I ready to go?" He said, "No, man, I've been here asleep." You know what I'm saying? So I was like, "Whoa, okay." So we end up leaving, and I felt that could have been a guardian angel because we was parked on the side of the road. Some could have came and hit us. You know what I'm saying? So just one experience after another seemed like, man. But to me, it's exciting though. I get a rush, man.
You get a rush. Yeah, it's one of those things, man. If you ain't never experienced something like that, dude, it's a pretty good feeling.
Right.
You know, yeah, and then again, it can become scary at the same time.
When we first started ghost hunting, I ran and left Drena. It's a beach called Coquina Beach, and the beach supposed to be haunted, right? That was our very first investigation, and it's supposed to be haunted. So we walking down one of the roads, and Drena was like, "What's that?" I stopped and looked, and all you seen was a red light glowing, right? I took off.
Out of there.
I was gone.
He was supposed to be my protector.
Wow. Well,
so dark out there. You couldn't see your hand in front of your face. It was so dark. So I don't know where he ran or what.
He just left it in the dark.
I left.
All I heard was the keys jingling in the background.
Oh wow! Now that's the first.
Well, here it was. It was a couple sitting on the bench smoking a cigarette. So the light that we seen was a cigarette. Yeah.
Oh wow!
And I took off. I was gone. I was out of
there.
Wait, that's crazy. Hey, Drea.
Yes.
I was looking at your your YouTube, and you mentioned something that you wanted to, bring the light that about the way Black people feel about the paranormal.
Yes.
You want to talk about that a little bit? What exactly do you mean by that?
As far as
I know what you mean, but that's
it always has seemed like it's been like taboo with our community for some reason. Like I don't know if it's just fear that makes people back off when you talk about the paranormal or you talk about spirits other than God or just any type of Holy Spirit. But when you talk about spirits around us or that may be with you at this moment in time, they're just like, no, don't want to have anything to do with it. Like Mike's family is big and involved, well, more involved so with the paranormal thing than my family. I don't get my family involved really at all because they are more into the church. And a lot of times people think when we do what we're doing, they automatically think of evil. They automatically think of they're out there looking for the devil. Like, what are they doing? Like, what are y'all doing? So it's just even still so like he has friends that we've asked to come with us and they better leave that stuff alone. You keep playing with that stuff, you're going to get burned. So it's just like this way of thinking that everything to do with the spiritual world is just evil. It's bad. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. The only thing I can think of is it's just fear that people look at it. Our parents
Yeah,
look at it like that.
it, it's kind of crazy. But hey, I got a quick shout out to everybody that's in the chat room. Irene, what's up, nephew? What's
Yeah.
up? Crunch Dean, what's up? Hey, Big John Haywood, what's up, baby? Glad for you to be on the show, man. You told me you was gonna pop in. There you are. Hey, Irene is from Japan.
Hello.
Hello. And Sabian, how you doing, brother? But my name is Sabian, but your name is Rose. Okay, hi Rose. How you doing today? Hey, appreciate all you guys jumping in. I really appreciate it. Hey, but you know what? Hey, let's start asking these questions. Let's get these comments going, man. Oh, Mr. Higgins from the UK. Hey, man. Glad for you to jump in too. Appreciate it. Hey, I love all the support that you guys are giving. Hey, while you guys are out there, hey, go over to their Instagram and hit that follow, like, subscribe, whatever that you guys are doing. Hey, make sure you go hit those numbers. Hey, let's get these. I'm watching them. Let's get these numbers up over there. Okay, guys? Appreciate it. But you know what, guys? To be honest with you, as Black people, we are, I don't know, it could be a little bit different, but in the South, we were taught as kids is if it's something that we do not understand, we do what Mike did.
You leave it alone. You run away from it.
You run away from it.
You're scared.
You get away. And that I was always from great grandmother to grandmother. Yeah, we were told to get away from it. Hey, hi Rose, you from Dublin, Ireland. Hey, welcome to the show. I really appreciate you coming on. Hey, let's get those numbers up. You know what I'm saying? Let's get those numbers up. Yeah, so we were told to run away from it, man. And that's where that I think that little taboo where Black people don't deal with paranormal.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? And in some instances, back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, we didn't really mess with it.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? Guess what?
Our ancestors messed with it.
Oh man, ancestors. Hey, our ancestors, the ones that come from Africa, when we were brought in from the ship to here, man, we brought in so much voodoo. That's one of the main things that we brought with us. And we used it. Some for good, some for bad. Right. More so bad because the type of living that we were, going through back then. So hey, you with me? I'm gonna put a motherfucking hex on your ass. That's just the way it is. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, it's just one of those things. And you know what? And it carries on, and it carries on. And I was on a podcast last night about a woman that was on that from New Orleans. And we got to talking about voodoo, and I asked her, plain and simple, to say, hey, is voodoo a religion that thousands of millions of people practice, just like Catholic, Baptist, and so on and so on? Yeah. It came to be. It's the same thing. Look at this. What up, Big Scott? Some bitch.
Some bitch.
Hey, man, it's, yeah, man. I think religion, hold on, let me go get that right there. There you go. Are you guys able to see the comments?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. You know what, man? Having this many people on the show, it's really warming, But yeah, man, those stuff like that, man, and having beliefs like the way we have our beliefs as a culture and as a community, man, it's one of those things that should we or should we not?
Right.
Because we're not used to certain things.
Mm-hmm.
And like I say, when we were growing up as kids, I might be a little bit younger than y'all. I don't know. I'm in my 20s.
I was like,
I'm in my 20s, but you know what? That's just the way we were bred to be. You know, so I'm glad you put that on your social media so people can understand what exactly that as us as a community and a culture, what we have to go through. Hey, you know what? And I'm glad, Drea, have you ever wondered why aliens don't come to the hood? Have you ever wondered that?
I actually I remember one time it did. My my mother was dating this guy down here in Sarasota. My mother was dating this guy. His name was George. He passed away. And he was walking through this big field. He was walking through this big field down in Sarasota. They got a big nursing home down there now, though. But he was actually chased. He said he was chased by a UFO. He said he knew it wasn't a helicopter. He said he knew it wasn't a helicopter. He said no, it wasn't a plane.
But was it a brother?
Yeah, he was a brother. Tall brother. He was about 6'3". Yeah. He said he was chased by this big light. And he said just disappeared. Yeah.
What was he drinking? Well, first of all, was he in the hood? Was he in the hood when he was chased?
Yeah, he was in the hood. It was matter of fact, he was in the project. He was on the outskirts of the project.
Oh man, that could have been a drone. I mean, come on now. I mean,
it was back in the 80s. Drones wasn't even back there then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Barry, do you believe in UFOs?
Yes, I do. But yes, I do, because we're going to get to that topic. What happened in Florida a couple of weeks ago?
Okay.
You know, but hey guys, you know what? I always ask this on my podcast, you know, and I'm going to ask you guys is who is some of your favorite paranormal go-getters on TV today? Who do you guys like and who do you guys don't like?
I don't.
Well,
I don't watch anybody.
Here's
I
used to watch all the paranormal shows, Ghost Hunters, and Ghost Adventure. Ghost Adventure was my favorite, right? And then once I found out, I didn't hear too much about Ghost Hunters, but once I found out Ghost Adventures was like faking stuff, that just turned me away from them. You know what I mean? But the Ghost Brothers, we started following them, and when they was on TV, and those guys, I let them know because they came to Tampa and we went to see them. I let them know that they wasn't the first black ghost hunters.
There you go. You got to get them on that.
Just got on TV first. That's what that was.
There you go.
But they ended up being my favorite because one thing I like about them, they're funny. You know what I'm saying? When they're doing their ghost hunts, and that's what we love to do. We're serious sometimes, and sometimes it's funny. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to bring the humor to it, you know. And that's what we do, and that's what they did.
Mm-hmm.
They was doing their thing, and I really enjoyed it, man. And but now they're not on TV anymore. But one of them got a YouTube page. What's his name?
Dallin.
Dallin's got a YouTube page. But as far as I don't really have a favorite no more besides us. You know what I mean?
There you go.
I like a lot of different YouTubers. You know what I'm saying? And I just think as long as they're not faking stuff, because you know that's the only thing I don't like. I don't like for people to fake stuff to to get views and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you're out here doing this, be real about it. You know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of people, you know, they do it to get the attention, to get the views, to get the money and that type of stuff, which is hopefully one day we'll get to that point. But my thing is now I want to really, really get that, you know, that real
evidence. You want to catch an apparition.
Well, we don't call it apparition.
But you want to catch like a full body apparition.
I want to catch an apparition, but I also want to get the evidence. You know what I'm saying?
We get evidence.
See what I did with?
Yeah. Yeah, I man. I don't. You can't put me in front. You gotta do that. Hey, well,
Yeah.
let me ask you a question. Both of you guys, and this is going to be from the heart,
Mhm.
you know, because I ask all people this question. Now, do you think being a paranormal investigator is getting you prepared for what's going to happen eventually?
Mm.
You know, I never thought of that. I should have let you answer that, huh? But I never thought of that. I never thought of that. But the thing about it, we don't really know what is gonna come. You know,
Mm,
we don't know what's life after death. You understand? That's so I can't say we're getting prepared
Oh,
for that
really?
because we really don't know.
Mm.
mm. Okay. Now, let's switch it up a little bit. Let's talk about the religious aspect of the paranormal. Are you guys religious? Do you guys go to church on Sundays?
No. I mean, I I believe in a higher power. I
Mm-hmm.
have a lot of questions, but I do believe in a higher power. We used to. I grew up in a
We
church.
both did.
Yeah, we both did. But I'm just speaking for myself. We both grew up in the church, but I grew up in a house with my aunt was Catholic, and my uncle was just he was Christian. We went to an AME church, all black church, and then my aunt went to her Catholic church. I went to her Catholic church a few times for services. So I mean, I grew up in that. I was on the usher board. I was in chorus. I was in church every Sunday, like clockwork. But the older I got, I had more questions. I started reading the Bible. I actually started reading the Bible. I told him I started reading the Bible from the first page on and started like reading it, and it just makes you
Mm-hmm.
think like if you think logically, there's so many questions. Like
Yeah,
what?
there's a lot.
It just doesn't make sense. Like make it make sense to me. So, but I do believe in a higher power, and yeah, that's where I just leave it at. So,
I asked a question, to myself. I was raised up in the church. My mother was a Christian. Um, I got two brothers. Well, one is an apostle. Matter of fact, he supports us to the utmost. He even watch our videos. You know what I mean?
Okay, cool.
Got another brother. Same thing. He's supportive. I just can't get him to go ghost hunting with us, but they're very supportive. But and they're both in the church, and I just me personally, when it comes down to religion, I don't even know what religion is because you have so many different. I would sit there and say religions,
yeah.
but they're all supposed to point to the same God, which to me, you know, I'm like Drena. I believe in a higher power. I believe we all have guardian angels. I believe that there's evil in the world and there's good in the world.
Mm.
Um, but to say that I'm religious, I'm gonna have to say no. And it's not. Um, it's just so much that you just can't explain. And going back to slavery, you know, the slave masters hated us so much, but they gave us a book that's supposed to get us in heaven. To me, that don't make sense. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
and then a lot of people just don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? So why these people that hate black people so much try to turn them into Christians to get them to go to heaven, but they hate us to the point they have to drive us in slavery. And to this day, you got so many racist things and people hate black people for no reason, but they still try to get us in heaven. So it just don't make sense. You know,
Yeah,
I'm not saying God ain't real. Like I said, I believe in a higher power, which is could be God. But just like with everything else, even with the paranormal, we don't really know. And if you sit here and you try to have this conversation with a Christian, they'll cuss you out. But they're supposed to be Christian. They want to argue
yeah,
with you. Instead of them having an open mind and try to understand, you know what? He might have something. He might understand something that you don't. You know what I'm saying? And that's my point when it comes down to religion. And a lot of people, oh, you going to hell, this, that, that. How do you know it's a hell? Have you been there? How do you know it's a heaven? Have you been there? You see what I'm saying? But they don't want to have that. You know what I'm saying? We don't know where we go after we pass. We don't know what we do after we die. You know what I'm saying? Nobody knows.
Yeah.
But the ones that done passed on. And then they probably,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? So when it comes down to religion, that is a topic. It's just like politics. that is a topic that can go on forever.
Endless.
Can go on forever, but never have a solving to it.
There you go.
Yeah.
You know, one thing I do know, man, there are politics here, and I know there's politics in heaven. You know, because there's a lot of things that you're not allowed to do. There's a lot of things you can do. I mean, it's just a lot of politics. No matter where you go, you're going to run into that word politics.
Right.
And it's an ongoing thing, whether, you know, no matter what you are or what you do, it's always going to be politicking.
Yeah.
No matter what. You guys, you know what? You guys are in the Bible Belt. The Bible Belt flows through Florida. Am I right? Where you got churches on every corner and all that stuff. So it goes up there, and then it goes up to North Carolina, South Carolina, and I think it goes into Virginia. You know, so what do these people that are see you on your social media, you know, when you guys out in the community and you telling them what you do, man, I know you guys have some out there that'll just tell you guys, hey,
you know what?
Go the hell home. Quit doing that. You know, you're messing with things you can't explain, you know, and because it happens to me all the time.
Nobody. She
don't
tell
broadcast
nobody.
what we do.
I tell everybody, hey, I'm a ghost hunter. You know what I mean? And they be like, for real? And we have conversations about it, but she won't tell nobody.
Oh man, come on now. You gotta put that out there.
No,
I mean, it is out there. It's online. It's out there. But
hey, you know what? You know what? I'm gonna scroll through your pictures right now and see if you got any Drena and Mike Paranormal. I don't see no shirt.
We got one shirt made, and we.
Hey, make sure she wear it when she go to the grocery store.
Yeah, but
yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh man, they just keep coming in. All right, guys, here we go. Oh Lord.
Me personally, I think when it comes down to churches, when they and see this is coming to Mel. This is what I talk about when it comes down to churches. When they look at us and they say, y'all doing crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? But when you're in church, you're seeking the Holy Ghost. The Holy Ghost is a spirit that takes over your body.
Right.
They don't understand that.
You're being possessed.
Exactly. You're being possessed. That's just what's happening. You see what I'm saying? But you can't tell them that. You can't tell a Christian that. You can't say, you know what, when you in church and you seeking that Holy Ghost, you seeking a spirit. They'll look at you like you stupid.
Yeah.
They don't look at it like that.
Right. They don't understand it.
With each other for some reason. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know what? Hey, you know, Florida is the first state in the country. The very first state. It's old, it's historic. Man, tell me about some of the locations you guys have been into and you guys, you know, have investigated, plus the one you got kicked out of.
The one we got kicked out of, that was a mansion. And the only reason we investigated that actually because it was a exploration. It wasn't a ghost.
Well, no, it kind of was. It was on my bucket list of places that I wanted to go. Ever since I seen that place, I have wanted to go to that place.
Yeah, that's right. Because that's the place where the lady died in the place.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was on my bucket list. But we went there. We've gone to pretty much if we start from Miami and work our way up, like some of the places we've been. We've been to we've been to the Bigfoot Sasquatch excursion down in Everglades because Mike Mike believes in Bigfoot.
I seen Bigfoot. Me and my brother seen Bigfoot. Yeah.
We want
Hey,
I'm
if
serious.
you don't come in the hood and represent, then I don't know who you are.
We
You know what I'm saying?
I'm on my grandmother. Listen, Sarasota, we used to be woods back in the day, bro. And
Oh yeah, definitely.
it's called the skunk ape is what it's called here
down here
in
in
Florida.
Florida.
It's called a skunk ape.
Mm.
Yeah. And it's now it's supposed to be out by Mayaca, which Mayaca is like a big park, but it's got a lot of alligators and wildlife out there. And that's where it's supposed to be at now, but I don't think it's been seen lately, but you can Google it. We did that. We did but to be honest,
we've done plantations. We've done plantation here in Ellington.
The Kingston plantation.
Right. We've done Kingston plantation up in Jacksonville. We've done quite a few cemeteries, like unlimited amounts of cemeteries that we've gone to and have done those with some with backstories that we knew about, some without. We just find them. We like to find abandoned cemeteries or forgotten cemeteries.
Yeah, we try to find African American cemeteries that have been abandoned, which we done found a couple of those. Mm-hmm. We also do this place called the Murder House, the Frank Lloyd's house, which is both of those are haunted. And they're real popular spots for Florida ghost hunters. We did the Spring Hill Cemetery, which is supposed to be haunted. But we didn't really get no evidence. We didn't catch no evidence out there. We do different. The adventures come in because we do a lot of plantations. We do a lot of Black history. We do.
Well, the place we went to in Yesteryear World, what was that?
That was the Riddle House.
Riddle House. We've gone to the Riddle House.
And then see, that was one of the places that Ghost Adventures had investigated. It was called a Riddle House. So that's what made me want to go there. So is that a place called Yesteryear?
Yesteryear. Well,
Yesteryears is down in Palm Beach County. So do you guys use equipment? You know what? Actually, we just started using equipment.
Well, no.
Well, besides the voice recorder and the cameras, but
we always was old fashioned at first. When it came to ghost hunting, we had our recorder, and we had our flashlight and our phones.
Yeah, we first
and that's
started.
all what we would use.
But now, thanks to some of our subscribers, we have the REM pod, which was made by this guy in South Carolina. It's personalized. It's got our name on it and everything. We have a grid light. We have 1,000 rods, which I haven't used yet, but
wow.
Yeah. What else we got?
That's pretty much it. I mean, that's all you need. I don't think you really. I think when you go hunting,
you don't need it, but it's just exciting just to have it.
But yeah, we do have equipment.
Mike said, "I'm gonna buy it."
You know what? The only thing we have bought really is the cameras and the REM pod. Tracy from Paranormal Platform, she sent us the cat balls and the 1,000 rods, the grid light, and a big old flashlight.
Yeah,
matter of fact, we just put up a video with her that we did in Carolina last weekend. At a place called it was in Goldsboro. The Cherry Hospital.
Cherry Hill Psych Ward.
Yeah, Psych Ward with the Mr. Williams.
Wilson.
Is it Wilson? I keep getting his name wrong.
Mr. Wilson.
Mr. Wilson. It's very interesting, and we used some equipment there that Tracy brought in, and it went crazy. It was real interesting. We even caught some voices that she didn't catch when she was editing because she do all the editing.
Really?
What's it? I didn't read
Being Asian is very non-evasive. It's less evasive.
Yeah, but I like using equipment because He's reading it? Yeah, I like using equipment because it's very interesting. But believe it or not, my favorite thing to use is a voice recorder. And the reason why is because if you catch them on that voice recorder, and it's nobody that's there with you, you know it's has
Mm-hmm.
you know it's got to be paranormal.
Yeah.
And to
Yeah.
me, that is the number one. That in video and photos is the number one thing you can do when you go hunting.
Yep. And guys, let me ask you a question. You mentioned guys, you mentioned slaves, abandoning slaves cemeteries. When you guys walk into one of those, what kind of feelings do you guys get when you walk into a place that nobody's been into for a very long time? Do they make you guys feel welcoming? You know, do something hit you all of a sudden? Because normally when I walk into one and nobody's been there, man, I just get this overwhelming that I get 101 questions being asked to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and do you guys ever get that feeling when you guys do the same thing?
I get a sadness, and I don't know if it's because of the spirits or because of the way the place is left. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
then we went in this one cemetery. We was with Joe one night, and we went in this one cemetery, um, and all the tombstones were just numbers. They didn't have no names, or they was all just numbered. And it was actually an unmarked cemetery. And then they came and placed the numbers on the burials that they found, and that was sad. It would just made me feel. I'm about to get emotional now. It just made me feel like this is people's families. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's the difference when you go to hysterical, hysterical white burial site compared to a black burial site. And it's just sad to know that our people just leave our people there like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Me, they should be honored. You know what I'm saying? They still should be loved.
Right.
You know, and they still should be cared for, even if it's just a burial. You know what I mean? And I you know, in that same cemetery, I think we had caught a little child's voice on the video recorder. I don't remember, but I think we had caught a little child's voice. But it's strange because you know we don't get. It don't seem like I get a whole lot of questions. Um, I know I done called. We done called. You know, being in a graveyard. You know, what are you doing here, or why are you here? Like they don't want to be bothered. You know what I mean? So I guess it all depends on the spirits at the time because you're not going to hear them or see them unless they want to be heard or seen. And so when you go into these cemeteries, first when we go into them, you got to have an open mind.
Exactly.
You got to have an open mind because um, you don't really know what's going to happen or what's going to be said. You know what I mean? So when we go in these places, even when you're going to investigate, period, we always go in with an open mind. We always try to debunk things. You know what I'm saying? And but to go back to the question, I just feel if it's a cemetery that's not been well taken care of or not being taken care of, it hurts. Um, it really does, man. It's because you know I'm 52 years old. I'm
No,
52.
you're not. Quit playing.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm
No,
50,
you're not.
I'll be 53 in June
He's 25.
11th.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
But man, it's just like I said when we started this adventure, it just done led us in so many different directions.
Mm-hmm.
You know, learning about the past, to learning about our ancestors and that type of thing. But you know, just dealing with these cemeteries that we find that's not taken care of, it hurts, man. You know, it makes me feel like I don't want to be done like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what gets me, guys, is no matter what it is, If it's a slave cemetery, it should have a historical marker because
Right.
of the historical value that it represents, no
Right.
matter what. Uh, and here in Central Texas, believe it or not, they take care of us here.
It's
I
good.
can name a couple of slave cemeteries that have historical markers in it. My wife is buried in one of them.
All right.
And yeah, they take care of everything.
That's
You know,
good.
they make sure the grass is cut. They make sure every plot is edged so you can see the name, this and that. You know, but I'm not saying that there are some out there that needs the love, but I'm pretty sure that they do. You know, but man, yeah, it's just something about cemeteries that whenever I see one, I just want to go to it and visit because, like I've always tell people, if you go sit down at a cemetery and you just listen, somebody has a story to tell.
Oh yeah. Yep. I agree.
Somebody has a story to
But
tell.
but and I've said this to me personally, I don't feel like uh those that have passed, I don't feel like they are hanging out at the cemetery. I don't feel like those spirits that are at the cemetery belong to the spirits of the loved ones or the deceased ones that are there. I feel like they may be spirits from the land, or something else that was at that spot for some reason. To me, I just feel like if Mr. Bob Brown that passed away last week, if his spirit is still in that ground with him, I feel like people's spirits leave their bodies when they pass, and that
Mm-hmm.
they either with their loved ones or they stay at their homes, they stay someplace that's familiar to them. I could be wrong, but that's just how I always feel about it.
Well,
Well, then you are right, and you know, for most part, but there always, believe it or not, there are always those who don't want to be judged.
Right.
There are all those spirits out there that have done something wrong, you know, and they don't want to be judged. You know, they can't go to heaven. I mean, they can't go to a certain place because of something that they did.
Mhm.
So most of them, they might want to linger around, you know, close to their body, or if they got loved ones there, they might want to hang around. Uh, I don't know,
yeah,
you know, but
I kind of
you
feel
know what? If it was me, huh? Yeah, I'm coming back.
you
I'm gonna
know,
hang out at my cemetery.
Would be right there in that chair, ready to do your podcast. You wouldn't be hanging out at the cemetery.
well, to me, I think it depends on.
Yeah.
I,
Are you driving or
me, in my opinion, y'all so funny. In my opinion, I think it comes down to if that person let their body go or not. You understand what I'm saying?
no?
If you think about this for a minute,
she said no.
think about if you haven't accepted your death and you still want to cling to your body, you're gonna be where your body at because you're clinging to it. That's just like having something that you're attached to.
Mm.
So if you haven't accepted your death, you
That
might
just
continue
means
to hold on to your
your
body.
spirit is lost and you're just roaming
You don't know that.
around.
You don't know that though. You see what I'm saying?
You know what, Irene?
That's another unknown. That's
I
another.
can't wait. Your day is coming. You know what? Hold up. You know, you heckling me on my own podcast. But you know what? If I'm not working, I swear that I'm gonna get you back. And then she laughs about it.
I like Irene. Actually, I referred somebody to Irene because I caught her on your podcast one time, and
Wait a minute. Hold up. Time out. So you're on my podcast and didn't comment?
this was
What?
it. It was a recorded one. I
A
watched it.
recorded one. You can still comment.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm one of those
No,
people.
you're not. You need to do it.
I watch and I don't comment all the time.
That,
I'm bad about doing
hey,
that.
David's on here. Hey,
Hey,
David. Now,
Yeah,
David, we just did David Hamby Bree. That's my brother. But anyway, we just did we just did a video with him
last week.
Yeah, last week, coming back from Carolina, we went through North Carolina, we went through South Carolina, ended up doing a video with David. And that's gonna be our next video we putting up.
Yeah.
Yeah, our next video we putting up.
Okay. But you know what, guys? We've been talking for an hour and we talked about some of the haunted locations you guys have been in. But not one time did you guys ever say, I paid to go into this location. Would you guys ever pay to go into a haunted location?
We have done before, but it's the thing about it. Well, actually, one we went was the house in Brooksville, the May Stringer's house, and my stupid, but I sat there and talked to the man all night. I didn't even investigate. I was the whole night. We didn't even. She was investigating, but I was talking to the guy all night. We was talking about Civil War stuff, man. And, yeah. So, but the thing about that, we usually don't try to do those because, luckily, that night it was just me and her. Nobody else came. But usually it'd be so many people there, you can't do a real investigation.
But yeah, we paid for plenty of them. We've gone to St. Augustine. We've gone to the May Stringer house. We've done the Tampa ghost tour. We've done the Kissimmee ghost tour. We've done we did another one. We've done quite a few ghost tours. Oh, we did one in Louisiana. We did the ghost tour walk. So I mean, we've done them. It's good because we find out some history, a little bit of the backstories of some of the houses and locations. But you know, it's not really a ghost hunt or anything like that. You can't really do a real investigation with so many people there. But we find out good information, and it can be interesting. Like the house in Louisiana, which I would love to go back to, the Le Lorna, the one that locked the slaves up in the attic and had them as like science experiments.
Downtown New Orleans.
Yeah. So yeah, there's quite a few places I would love to go back to, based off of those tours that we've gone on to.
Now, do you think the St. Augustine Lighthouse wouldn't be as famous as it is if it wasn't for ghost hunters being there?
Well, no. Yeah, because it was considered haunted before they even went there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was considered haunted before ghost hunters even went there. So it already had that popularity. They just when they came, they just put a dot over the L. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they put that stamp on there.
Right. That's all that happened because it was considered haunted before. That was the purpose of them coming there. So it was already considered haunted. The whole St. Augustine area is pretty much haunted. I just don't like going down there because the traffic will get your head.
It's a big tourist trap.
Take the loop.
We even did the fort. When we first got into ghost hunting, we went to the fort. And that was interesting. It was just so many people there. At least when ghost hunters went there, you know, they was able to get in there with no other people being there. So, the whole St. Augustine just got a whole lot of stuff going on down. Comes down to spirits and haunts. It just be so many people down there, though. It just be so crowded.
Well, you know, one thing, Florida is a little bit like Louisiana. You know, the farther south you get, the more different religion that are down there, especially around the Miami area. Man, you got so many different communities that are religions are so different. You got the Cubans, you got the Dominicans, and each one of those bring in different types of religion. Right. Yep. You know, and I think most of those religions from the Caribbean islands bring their culture with them. And that's what makes them unique. But it also brings the dark side of the Caribbean with them also.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys ever encountered anything like that in Florida? I mean, while you guys been investigating?
Now, we're blessed. We've been blessed not to encounter no dark, evil stuff. You know what I mean? But
For people pushing that on us,
yeah,
like
or anything
stuff.
like that.
We do have Mike's like one of our couples that we associate with. His wife, she is Latino, and she is, I don't remember the name of her spiritual stuff that she does, but she's asked us to like do some things really not on the dark side, but more or less to help bless us when we go out and do what we do. um
Mm-hmm.
they do a lot of things with the eggshells. Like she said, for us, if we walk on a cemetery grounds, we're supposed to take the eggshell and put a cross on our feet and on our stomachs. And you know what her religion is called? No. But yeah, and I mean stuff like
Uh,
that.
dude, that sounds like some form of voodoo or
Food, right?
something that.
Me personally, I think when it comes down to anything in that nature, I think it's a form of voodoo. I really do. I think it's just
Well, that's where it comes from. It
all of it
descendants
comes
from
from
Africa.
voodoo.
Yeah, that her
Yeah,
religion.
all that originates from back home.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for instance, if you guys ever come across something like that, are you guys prepared to handle it?
Mm.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm gonna be
But
honest. I would. Well, I'm a firm believer. Um, if something come at you or try to attach itself to you like a demon or anything like that, me personally, I think you have to allow it to happen. I think that's why it targets. I think that's why it targets certain people because of their mind state, how strong, how weak their mind is, physicalness, and I think that's why they go after kids and child kids a lot because of that. They don't have that strong mind, and I feel if you are a strong-minded person and you don't allow that demon or spirit to enter you, you won't be able to. And
Mm.
that's just my opinion. You know what I mean? And I think, in order for that to happen as well, I believe your guardian angel has to allow that to happen.
Okay, cool. Now,
I feel we
you
all have a
guys,
huh?
it's just two of y'all, right?
Yeah.
Would you guys consider adding some more members to the team, or you guys want to
Well,
keep it at two?
we do different ghost hunts with. We have our brother Joe. I call him my brother because, to be honest with you, with Joe, he really helped our channel out a lot. Joe is a real.
Mm-hmm.
Joe is CTV. We met him on a ghost hunt, and we happened to bump into him, and we've been tight like family ever since.
Oh,
And
okay, cool.
yeah, and then we have another
So you can't
gentleman.
really say it's just us. I mean,
Right. We
it
do
is, but we link up with Joe,
Tony,
and
Chris,
Tony.
right, and David. David, who's on your broadcast right now, he actually have he has a attachment. His brother is his guardian angel. We had did a session at his house before we went out and did our ghost hunt, and he came through. Yeah, his
Oh,
brother came.
wow.
Yeah. So that was like sweet, man. And David's a nice guy. He's a real nice guy. He called me his brother. We called each other's brothers, man.
Well,
And
that's cool.
he's
You
a real.
know,
And
I gotta ask the question.
huh?
I gotta ask this question. Have you guys ever touched the Ouija board?
No, never will.
Never will. There you go. Okay.
To me, a Ouija board ain't nothing but a demon. You know what I'm saying? We can say that about a lot of stuff like the necrophonic app, dowsing rods and stuff like that, but it's just something about that doggone Ouija board, man, that I would never touch it. We was in this old antique store down in Fort Myers. They got a big old table. As a matter of fact, it's on our channel. A big table made of a Ouija board. Who
Mm.
who would want that in their house? I'm serious, man.
Somebody crazy.
Yeah, it got to be. It has to be somebody crazy, man.
It wouldn't be me. That's
that,
for sure.
Yeah, but we do different videos with Joey CTV, Tony from Fighting Spirits to Paranormal, Chris with Blood Recrutioner. Those are gentlemen that we get together and do videos with. We used to do them all the time, but everybody pretty much did their own thing now. But we supposed to went to Mariana to the Dozier School to do a video, but Joe had to end up going to work or taking care of some business, so we didn't get a chance to do that. But we just love, we'll do videos with anybody. You know what I'm saying? We just love to socialize, communicate, meet new people, and just enjoy life. You know what I'm saying? And do what we like to do.
Yeah. Hey, who does all the editing for your videos?
I just look at the videos.
Where did you learn all that from, young lady?
Just over time, you know, I've always had a creative side to me, and when we first started, I really enjoyed the editing part because I was like, wow, this is another way of showing my creative side. Like I can like edit and add little touches of music and stuff to it and make it fun and stuff. So I started doing that, and then I found these stupid apps that everybody uses, like TikTok and what's the other one? CapCut. I love CapCut because all you got to do is add your stuff and it does it for you. So I'm like, oh, cool. So yeah, just playing around with stuff, and over time, you know, you just learn stuff and you ask questions, networking, talking to other people, see what they use to edit their videos, and yeah, just went from there. And
cool. I mean, hey, you're actually doing a good job, because I believe when you started promoting this podcast, I saw a video, I think Wednesday or one day you put it out, and I'm like, whoa, man. Hey, I'm about to give Mike all the credit. No, it was you. There you go. I mean, hey, keep doing what you're doing. You're doing a good job.
Mike shows up. That's what he does. Hey, he shows up for the video.
I'm the star.
Somebody got to do it. Somebody got to be the star.
Yeah, but she's not telling you the whole thing, right? When we first started doing this, I'm the one that bought everything, right? I'm the one who found the first editing software. Yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah, so give me my credit.
You did.
Yeah, we make a good team, though, man. We make a real good
team. Hey, how long you guys been married?
We aren't married.
We're not married.
Oh, well, you guys got that. You know, you got that vibe like y'all been married. And Mike,
you won't marry me.
Mike, huh?
You won't marry me. But we've been together since 2009.
Like 14 years.
Oh well, you know what? If it's working for that long, it don't. You know.
Everybody think we're married though.
Yeah. I think
we
always go back and forth. And
well, you know what? If you guys ever decide to have a wedding, I will definitely be there.
Oh, okay. We appreciate it.
Come on,
Terry. But you got to come to Texas to have it. That's the only way I'm gonna be there.
What part of Texas are you in?
Huh?
What part of Texas you in?
I'm in Central Texas, between San Antonio, Houston, and Dallas. I'm smack down in the middle.
Wow.
Okay. Right there around the Austin area.
So here's my question. What got you into the paranormal?
You know what? To be honest with you, my grandmother, my great-great-great-grandmother was Native American. And man, and when I was growing up, my great-great-grandmother and my grandmother, they were doing things around the house. I just could not explain. I don't know. It was just some weird stuff. You know, they never took any of my aunts or my uncles, to the hospital. My grandmother, my great-grandmother, always had this little, I don't know what it was, but she was, because my aunt had sickle cell, and she would get these body aches. And my great-great-grandmother, not my great-great-great-grandmother, but my great-great-grandmother, will always just do this to, and I was always walking the room, but it was always somebody at the door that would turn you away.
Mm.
It's like what they were doing was like some kind of secret ritual.
Right.
And and I'm like, well, if they're turning me away, I mean, something must be going on. So, I got to the point where I got a little bit older, and my aunt, the one they were doing the procedure on, I would start asking questions, and she was like, well, they were healing me. And I'm like, who? Go down to the hospital, but as you get older, you start putting things together. Your great grandmother was a Native American, and she was she was in a medicine. I'm not gonna call her
Witch doctor
a witch doctor or anything because I don't know, but she was a healer.
Mm.
So, as you get older, you start, seeing things also come together. But the one thing that really stood out about my family is they're very unique and they're very secretive about certain things that happen in the house and nobody want to talk about. But for an example, dude, my grandmother probably come to my waist. Every bit of 4'4" or 4'5" woman, but she was strong. She had 10 kids. And out of those 10 kids, man, there's like 20, 25 great grandkids. And I can't even remember how many great grandkids she got. But when she went to church, the church was literally right across the street. But for some reason, she took a deep breath and she was like, Drea, I got to go have me a drink. Have you ever had that feeling where you just want to go have a drink? And she did that, and she got back to the house. And these are the times where people slept with the doors open because we didn't, in our community, we did not have that fear of somebody walking in.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? So, and we live on an incline. She kind of lived on a hill. Uh-huh. And so she got out the car. She just had one beer or whatever. And, she looked down the street. Come around this corner was a chariot. She thought it was the Budweiser that had her going. She didn't think nothing of it.
Right.
Budweiser was a little bit strong back then. Or, so she was walking, she opened up the gate, walked up to the porch. And, and this chariot stopped in front of the porch and jumped out was I guess she calls it the devil.
Mm.
So, long story short, he walks up and didn't even pay her no mind. And she was like, he was about to come in the house and about to wreck all kind of havoc.
Mm.
Because everybody in the house was asleep. Hell, I had to get up and go to school the next morning. And she, a little short woman, she looked up at her and like, well, what do you want here? Talk to him like she's talked to him before.
Mm.
And she's like, well, I want to come in. And she's like, no, you're not coming in my house. Who are you to did I invite you?
Right.
And she's like, you're not going to come in. So he stood her ground. He was persistent about it. So the fight ensued inside the house.
Mm.
And believe it or not, hey, Roscoe, and believe it or not, when I got up and went to school, and this must have lasted all night, but check it out, guys. I did not hear nothing the whole time that was going. I slept like a baby. Everybody slept, but the minute I got up, probably about 5:36, the bus came for school at 7. I walked in the kitchen or in the living room, man, table knocked over, chair knocked over, couch flipped. Everything was just like an earthquake. And and my grandmother was like sitting on those little wooden chairs like they always had in your grandmother's house.
Mhm.
And she was, and I asked grandma, what's going on? She said, son, I had a fight with the devil tonight.
Mm.
And and I can't help but believe her because look at all the evidence that was going on. The table, the chairs, the couch, the scratches on her body.
Mm.
And and she say, well, I did this to protect you guys. And I'm like, oh man. So and ever since and that is a family story. Everybody knows that story in the family.
Wow.
And it's just one of those things where, man, it makes you think like, man, what else is going on in this world besides my everyday life that is so simple?
Right.
There's something else going on. There's a big picture.
A lot of people
You
don't take
know,
stop and look and listen though. That's the part.
yeah. At the age of 15, 16, we don't do that.
Right.
We don't do that. But when we're kids, everything is so clear.
Mm-hmm.
From the time we're babies and from the time we're like before puberty, everything is so pure. I mean, spirits come to you, grandparents come to you, speak to you, have conversations, and just come to check up on you. But once you hit that puberty stage, everything just seems boom. You're right. Everything just go disappear. But it takes something of that magnitude to bring you back down to reality, and tells you, hey, there's things in this world that is going on that we don't know anything about.
Mm-hmm.
And so after that, my mind always wondered. I went off, became a truck driver, seen the world, come back, met my wife. Man, she blessed me with 3 beautiful kids. And hey, I did what I need to do as a father to get these kids ready for the world. I did that. I got one 30, one birthday, 26, about to be 27. And I got one that's 22 who's in college.
Oh,
Hey,
wow.
I did my job. So it's time for me to get out and see what's really going on. Just pretty much like what you guys go out and see what's going on in this world. I had a really bad hiccup. My wife passed away last March, and and I'm still trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
But with great friends like Irene and my teammates, they're helping me see this through. But the one thing I can tell you guys is if you're a believer or if you're not a believer, if you're believing that there is something in the paranormal that's waiting for us afterwards, I can honestly say there is. There's something.
Yeah, something. Yeah.
There's something. Because somebody have always told me, hey, your journey is just beginning. So don't never think just because you're dead or you die that you're just dead, because the journey continues no matter what.
1 minute, Terry.
Just on that.
Go. I just gotta take the dog out to the bathroom.
Oh, that's fine. But you know what? I've always been fascinated with the paranormal, and now that I'm able to have the time to do it, I'm indulging in it head first,
Right.
People always ask me, well, what's the difference between a ghost hunter and a paranormal investigator? And I always tell people the difference between a paranormal and a ghost hunter is, well, a ghost hunter is going to go hunt for ghosts. A paranormal investigator, we're going to go investigate the ghost and find out what his true motives are. if there's any, we're gonna figure out who they are, what they're about. A ghost hunter is somebody that that wants to go find out if there's something there.
Right.
And that's where all these urban explorers come out. If I was a ghost hunter, man, I gotta have an urban explorer right next to me because I'm following right behind him. Because he's the one that gets into these locations where
Right.
there could be possibly paranormal, activity. But if you're a paranormal investigator, you're going to go where where people know there's activity, and
Right.
you're going to do your damnedest to make sure that you figure out what's going on. So,
Right.
but people always ask me the difference between the two, and I just have to tell them, but yeah, then, I'm like, man, there are so many people out in this world that has a story to tell.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So why not just start a podcast, Terry? I mean, I'm sitting there on the couch and I'm talking to my wife before she passed, and I'm like, to keep me out of trouble, to keep you from yelling at me every day, or keep your mind from wondering, thinking what I'm doing when I'm not with you, I'm going to start me a podcast. That's where
Right.
you know where I'm at 24/7, and you can pop in on me every now and then to see, all that stuff, if I'm doing something or not. Well, good
Right.
night, Dave. I appreciate you coming on the show, man. He
All
said
right,
he gotta go work in the morning.
Right. All right, Dave.
And so on and so on, but it's just one of those things, bro, where it came calling to me.
Right. Right.
I didn't go search looking for it. It was always in my family, and it
Mm-hmm.
was just something that I think eventually I just had to embrace.
Right. Right.
The rest of my family think I'm crazy. But you know what? You can have 30 people in your family, but there's always that one. Always, no matter what, there's always that one who's going to be a little off. But he might not be off, but you know what? He might be that guy or that person in your family that sees the big picture.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
yeah, I think I'm one of. I just think I'm one of those guys. I think I was picked for a reason.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't know if it's preparing me for what's going to happen next in my life, but it's just one of those things where you just.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way about me and my brothers. I just feel like I'm that one that's different. You know what I mean? Even though I got their support when it comes down to what I do, what we do, I just kind of feel that I feel like I'm different. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it's just I don't know. I just feel like I'm different.
I mean, and what's so great about it? You're not only, it's not so much as your mom that knows, but it's so more your grandparents that knows that you're that special child, and they seem to lean towards you more than the others because they know exactly what you're about, and some of them can just close their eyes and just know the way your life is going to be from the time you're born to the time that you leave this earth. They can see all that, and
Right.
some of them can say, hey, you're going to live a good life. You're going to struggle at times, but you know what, it's going to be okay.
Right.
And that's the way, I think that this whole thing was, came upon me, and I don't have a choice but to embrace it.
Right.
My kids think I'm crazy. My uh my other side of the family thinks I'm crazy. But you know what? They don't say anything negative about it.
Mm-hmm.
And
But
that's good.
it's weird, Terry. My kids, my brothers, no, none of them have said anything negative.
See?
Yeah, and they just won't do it. Well, my oldest daughter. Well, I take that back. My second oldest son, and well, to go back a little bit, my youngest son was murdered, back in 2015. And on his birthday, we went out to his gravesite and we did a live video out there and tried to communicate with him. And my three other sons, I'm sorry, my daughter and my two other sons came out there with us. So it was kind of unique. It was kind of unique, you know, because like I said, they never said nothing negative, and for them to participate in that was just mind blowing. You know what I mean? So yeah. And
I mean, it's one of those things where you just, you know, even though they might think that, you know, they might not object it, but they will support you.
Right.
You know, they'll support you either way.
They like my oldest daughter. She'll watch the videos, but they won't watch the videos. My two sons won't watch it, but my oldest brother watch the videos, and my daughter watch the videos. But my knee baby brother, my next oldest to me, he won't watch him. My other two sons won't watch him. Yeah.
Well, you know what? I think they'll come around eventually.
You know, it's funny because my knee baby brother, when I was just talking about, when we was up in Carolina, we stayed up in Carolina for a little while, and he went on a ghost hunt with us one time, and a big old buzzard had came out one of the barns and scared him so bad. So ever since that time, he haven't went back.
Let me start from here.
Right.
This goes for you guys.
Irina's good. Irina's very good. Irina's very good.
Talking about?
You. Irina's very good at what she does.
She said, "I see him."
Your son. She sees TY.
Where?
I'm telling you, I just watch her. Like I said, I watched her before on your thing, and she sees things and knows stuff that there's no way she could know it without like people don't tell her stuff. She just knows it. It's amazing.
You know what's crazy? The night my son was killed, he was robbed and murdered he was 19 at the time, and the guy that shot him and killed him was 17. But his mom had gave me his watch, and I had built this shelf, and I had my mother's ashes in a little urn, and I put my son's watch next to it. And me and her were sitting on the bed, and we were just talking, and his watch just fell.
Oh wow!
It ain't no way it could have just fell on his own. It just fell. You know, for her to, you know, I read what she just said, and
not just investigate, but help the dead. See, I want to help the dead. Just call me.
Yeah, believe it or not, guys, you know, Irene is something special.
She definitely
she helps me.
Yeah.
And I talk to my wife every week. As Irene's the moderator. And is there any questions that I want to ask, or, you know, if she's feeling some type of way, you know, for that day, and she just want to talk to me, Irene will call me. It's like, hey, Penny wants to say something to you, you know. So we'll conversate. Sometimes we'll conversate for like 2 hours.
Oh wow!
Just going back and forth. We'll just sit back and we'll just laugh and have, you know, and talk and just have a good time.
Does your wife come through Irene? Does she use Irene as like her speaker?
Yes.
Okay. Wow.
And, you know, and yes.
You said your wife passed in March?
Last March.
What day?
March 27th, I think. Her funeral was March 27th.
That's my mother's birthday.
Oh, wow.
March 27th.
March 27th, yeah. Now, that can't be just a coincidence.
She said grandpa too.
Yeah, my crazy grandpa. My grandpa, the thing about grandpa is he's from the slave era, and this guy pops in and talks. He talks to me too. You know, I can't tell you how far down the generation is. I don't think I do know. He's on my father's side, and man, there's a lot of history. My family has a lot of history, starting with way before Grandpa, which I think his name is Joshua, but Joshua spelled with a W instead of Joshua. Very unusual name. But I can see that back in the slave days, having somebody having a name like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and the way that she has her visions, grandma was a baker. She was always in the kitchen. She was always cooking food and all that stuff. You know, so once she can visually see the era, the time and the era that these guys were in, you know, I can't help but I'm like, wow. Yeah, man. That's cool. You know, not only that, I reached out to a gentleman from Louisiana, and she helped me do that. She gave me a name. I reached out and I asked him. I'm like, hey, did your family own slaves in Louisiana? And he said yes.
Oh wow.
And I asked him what were their names, what was their names, and he's like, well, their last names were the slave owner name was Crozier, which is the same as my last name. So I reached out to somebody else, and we had a conversation for almost an hour on just history of the family. And and he said there's a cemetery out there in Louisiana is just where everybody's buried at.
Wow.
But as time goes on, well, we're talking what hundreds of years, where the cemetery has probably been abandoned or forgotten, and so on and so on. But yeah, anytime you want to talk to Irene, call her.
Wow.
She will. Hey, if you want to communicate with your long lost son and see what he's thinking, see how he's feeling, and tell him how you feel, that's your person. And
Oh wow. Nice.
yeah, man, she's something special. Hey, do you guys have any haunted dolls? Do you guys believe in keeping those?
No. Oh.
One, but she won't let me get him.
No, we don't bring. No, yeah, no. Anything they have some type of attachment like that, we don't.
Okay. Let me ask you guys another question. Do you guys ever shop at garage sales? You guys ever go to garage sales and shop?
That ain't Goodwills.
I've had a bad experience. Not with like a bad spirit or anything, but I brought something home because I love to dumpster dive, and I was a single mom at one time, so I would see furniture next to the side of the road somebody's throwing out, and I'd be like, oh, I could use that, so I bring it in my house not knowing that it could possibly have something attached to it.
Yes.
And I think that's what happened when I lived in the house off of 21st. I had something there and I couldn't explain it. That's when I found I went to work one day and I came home and I had just in one spot in my kitchen, like I had maggots on the floor in one spot of my kitchen, and I'm a clean person, so it's not like it was from leftover food or anything like that. And it was unexplainable. It was just, I thought it was rice at first when I saw it. And then I noticed it was moving. So I cleaned it up and I just dismissed it as, I don't know. I don't know what it was. So time went on, and that's when I took a selfie. I took a selfie on my old flip phone in front of my desk, and I had my computer behind me, the huge, big old computer screens that we had. It was off. It wasn't on. It was off. And when I took the selfie and I looked at the picture, there was a face in the screen of the computer, and that freaked me out bad. So
Yeah.
I took it to my coworker at work, and he told me it could possibly be something that I brought in the house, bringing, other people's furniture and paintings. And
Mhm.
so he was like, just try to get rid of like the last few items that you brought in your house, and hopefully that will get rid of that spirit that you brought with you.
Yeah, because the worst thing, a lot of people is not going to tell you guys, especially when they have these estate sales,
Yeah.
when they just trying to get rid of everything. They're not going to tell you that, oh, well, my dead husband was sat in that chair right now.
Right.
But that dead husband might be attached to that chair for the simple fact that's what he did every Sunday, watch a football game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't recommend none of that. Estate sales, garage sales, going to Goodwill, going to, there's another one. Yeah, man, leave all those places
But
alone, man.
I love thrift shops. I do
Yeah,
love
thrift shops, because the simplest thing somebody can be, attached to.
it. Yeah.
We had back when I was growing up, and I knew this for a fact, dude. Somebody parked a 1986 Ford Mustang on the corner of Lamar and St. John's Boulevard,
Mm.
smack down in a major street right there. North Lamar stayed busy, and they wanted to get rid of it so bad. And at the time, dude, it was one of those Vanilla Ice type flat convertible, and it was red. So a friend of mine was like, "Man, I want to buy this car. It's been sitting up here for almost 3 months, and dude, they only want like $1,200 for it."
Mm.
Okay, kid, high school, why not? So me, him, and his dad went down there. We called the phone number, and the guy came by, and he's like, "Well, yeah, man, I'm really signed. I'm really trying to sell this car, and the car only had like 30,000 miles on it.
Mm.
Perfect. But we asked him why was he selling it so cheap.
Mm.
You know what he said?
What do you say?
My son shot himself in it.
Oh, wow. Wow.
And not only shoot himself, he shot himself in the head.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
So,
Don't want no parts of
yeah, man, turned around and walked away.
Wow.
So eventually, somebody ended up buying that vehicle because it's never there. It's not there.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. Well, let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't do
Yeah.
that. I don't want any parts of a haunted doll or a haunted item, or when we first started doing this, because I was asking Mike, I'm like, what do we want to get out of sharing our evidence with everybody? Like, where
Mhm.
ourselves at in 5 years, or like, what extent are we going to keep going to try to share what we find? Because it's like, I feel like there's always going to be skeptics. It'll always be people who don't believe things that we share in our videos, or voices that we catch, shadows that we catch. They'll always think that it's being faked. So it's like, we know it's real, but the doubters are always going to be like, I don't know, you know.
Mm.
So,
But imagine, imagine this world without skeptics.
yeah,
Your life, my life would be miserable. Your life would be miserable. Everybody that's in the same field that we're on right now would be miserable because
right.
at that point everything is okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Everybody's saying yeah, 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 yeah. So you got to have
But balance,
that
right?
skeptic. You got to have that skeptic, man, to keep you honest.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because in our field, honesty is the key.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
You know
true.
what I'm saying? Because without honesty, hell, you'll end up like ghost hunters or ghost adventures, and that's not what we're here for.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, a skeptic. I want to get one on the team, but they're so hard to find.
Really?
Yes,
What?
I would love to have a skeptic on my team because, instead of me looking through hours of video, when it goes down, he would find, okay, well, that was that vent up there. So when I go look at that vent and see that vent is moving, okay, debunked.
Oh,
You
true.
know, I
Well, yeah,
mean, so yeah, man, I would love to have one. I gotta have a skeptic.
that's how we approach our investigations. So I know I do sometimes. I try to, like, you know, what's the logical reason behind something moving, or maybe we saw a shadow, or maybe we thought we heard a noise. What was the logic behind that? Sometimes we make noises and we don't even realize we make noises.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it could be that. But going back to what I was saying, I told Mike at one time, I said I had wanted to be like the Warrens until till I found out they were more like into demonology. Like, and I was like, I don't want to venture to like just straight going to people being possessed and items being uh possessed and haunted items and that type of thing. So I kind of try to veer away from that.
Yeah, when people see, that's the one thing that old boy Zach has a tendency to do.
Yeah.
He has a tendency of calling everything a demon.
Right.
But you know what? A demon, dude, people will not even encounter a demon in 3 lifetimes.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? It's one of those rarity things, and it requires a very unusual circumstance to even for one of those guys to even pop up. Something has got to be terribly wrong, you know. And it's just one of those things. I mean, I've talked to paranormal investigators all over this country, and nobody has ever came across a demon, maybe except for one.
Mm.
And we can't really call it a demon because just because a spirit is angry doesn't mean it is what you want to call it. You
Right.
know, an angry spirit can be angry just because he was angry in life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He didn't get that 6 pack of Bush, that he drank or whatever. Man, hey, I'm a Bush guy, But if he didn't get the way he wanted it, he was just angry. So you angry in life, you're gonna be angry in death.
Right. That's true.
Yeah, we had a couple to reach out to us last Sunday from Macon,
Yeah.
Georgia. And
I actually was going to refer them to Irene as well because I don't want to touch
yeah,
them. And I know Irene can talk to them and maybe help them with what's going on around them.
yeah, they reached out about us. This one house they used to live in. Well, let me step. He explained to me that he can see the dead or whatever, but he also works at a funeral home. He dresses the bodies.
Oh,
Yeah. And this one house they used to stay in Macon, Georgia. Um I'm assuming it had to be well known haunted because when he said when they moved in it, the light company wouldn't come in the house or the water and gas
None
people
of
was
the-
wouldn't
yeah.
even come inside the house.
None of the utility workers would come inside the house to like access turn on their utilities or anything like that, or work on anything for them. They said they would refuse to go in the house.
Mm-hmm.
So something happened in that house that everybody knew about except for them
Right.
moving in.
Well, what they found out was an older gentleman used to stay there and ended up dying.
And he was nasty and
yeah, he was real mean and nasty
all the time.
Yeah. So anyway, the guy that passed away ended up haunting them. I mean, it was one of the daughters ended up getting possessed.
He said he pretty much took over the daughter, and she started getting really mean, and she would have she just got a really nasty attitude. They would pray a lot to try to like change the atmosphere, the energy, and she would sit there and she would laugh at them while they would try to say the prayer. Like she was in a possessed state. He said eventually they moved her carpet out of her room, and he said they found the pentagram under her bed on the floor. So I don't know if somebody did something upstairs before they moved in there, what happened with that, but they had somebody come in and they blessed the house. They said they had like 7 priests come and bless the house. They said prayers all around the house, but they told him before they do it, whatever was going on in their house, it could come back way stronger than what it was. And he said they did it and it quieted down for a long time, and eventually it did come back a lot worse than what it was.
And then the thing about it, he is actually a minister as well. You know, and I explained to him, you know, I wasn't trying to step on his toes or nothing like that, but I tried to explain to him. I said, you know, if it's a demon, that demon knows who you are. That demon knows what you're doing, knows what you don't do. So if you got skeletons in your closet as a minister, and you come and try to pray him out, you're not gonna do nothing but anger him, because he knows exactly. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, they end up moving out the house, but he also told us that his daughter, I think she was like 36, 38 years old, I think, if I'm not mistaken, had passed. She had an overdose. And he says that he thinks it's her that comes and wake him up to take his medication, because she'll slap him on the foot or something like that. And that's what she used to do before she passed. So I guess she's still doing that. So basically, I don't know if he was looking for help from us. And Drena was like, no, we don't do that. But we got somebody to talk to, and she was talking about Irene. Yeah.
I don't even know Irene, but I feel like I kind of know her because I've already referred her to like 2 people, and because I believe in what I witnessed with her on your live.
I'm mad at you for that.
She's gifted. From now on, I'm sorry. I'm gonna comment.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Don't even try it.
Like, hey, what's going on?
Please come in and say hello.
Yeah, I'm gonna comment on all of them. I'm sorry.
I'm have a bag of zingers. Tease me with the zingers, man.
What are zingers?
They're the little
What? Hold up. Time out.
I know what they are.
As a black man, you ought to be, hey, pull out your wallet. Pull out your wallet and give me the card. Give me that black card right now.
About the little cupcakes with the cream in the middle and the coconut.
Yeah, a zinger. You don't know what a zinger is?
I know what they are.
I'm not a big sweet fan either, though. But I'm not sure what a zinger is.
They come in a 3-pack. They got chocolate. Yeah, they come in either in chocolate or yellow. Yeah. They're pretty good, dude. I mean, I like to freeze mine.
Oh wow, I ain't never had them frozen. I'll have to try them.
Yeah, try them frozen, man. They're good.
I don't eat sweets though, but
I don't eat them. I try not to eat sweets either, but
you get a taste for it every now and then.
Yeah, I get a taste for it every now and then. And
whole diet. I just eat seafood and vegetables and fruit. That's it now. So to eat,
well, you know what? Fruits, if you diabetic, if you pre-diabetic, you better cut them fruits out.
I'm not diabetic. I just don't want to get there. You know what I'm saying?
If you don't want to get there, you got to quit eating anything that's sweet.
Gosh.
Yeah, you got to cut eating the oranges.
I can't eat no more.
You eat oranges, bananas,
I don't eat
grapes.
bananas. I don't eat bananas that much though.
What about grapes?
I love grapes and oranges.
You got to get. Hey, what is the first thing you taste when you bite into an orange?
Sugar, the sweetness.
There you go.
Yeah, but it's different. That's a natural sweetener though. That's natural. It's not. Like,
hey, don't tell your doc. Nope.
It's
You
not
can't
like
tell you, sugar is sugar, no matter what.
Yeah,
no. It's true. I disagree. It's not a refined sugar.
Okay. Like well, answer this question. You drink a Coke Zero.
I don't drink sodas at all.
But I'm just saying, if you drink a Coke Zero and it says no sugar, do you think there's a sugar substitute in there?
Yep.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, right. So they gonna get you either way.
Yeah, but it's not a fruit. You know what I'm saying? A fruit is a natural sweetener. It's natural. It's not.
I'm glad you said natural sweetener.
Right, it's natural sugar. You know, but all these artificial sugars are still artificial. It's what's made. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hey, my doctor told me, man, no grapes, because I used to kill grapes.
The doctor don't want you to get healthy anyway. They want to keep making money from your insurance.
Oh, well, yeah, that's true. But you know what? I feel better. I feel better, man, if I eat what is that? I can't even think what it was, but it's something that it doesn't have any sugar in it. I mean, and it grows from the they grow it, but it doesn't have any sweetness, anything whatsoever. What's the name of that damn fruit?
Is it the dragon fruit?
What it looks like?
Oh man, it's in a little ball. It's green, or it's not like a kiwi.
Not a guava?
No, what the hell is that little thing? I can't think of the name of it.
It says green, and it's not a kiwi.
No, it's not a kiwi. It's not one. What the hell is that damn? I just had one last week.
What does it look like inside? What color is it inside?
What? Oh man, God damn it! Pineapple. No, not a pineapple.
A pear?
What the hell is that damn thing? But if you taste it, it's real tart. It's like, oh, a lot of people don't eat them, but I eat the hell out of them. Grapefruit.
A grapefruit?
Grapefruit.
All that to say grapefruit. And grapefruit.
Hey, man, I didn't know. I forget what they look.
Not that small. Grapefruits can get kind of big.
Yeah, they can. See, everybody eats zingers.
I like the raspberry.
You know what? Hey, guys, it's been almost 2 hours, man, and it's been a great conversation. I really enjoyed you guys. But before we get out of here, Mike?
Yes.
Tell me, man, your bucket list. Where would you like to go, no matter in the world? Where would you like to go investigate?
Wow. You know what? I'm going to be honest with you, man. It's so many different places. Wow. I would have to say, if I had the chance to go, like, it either where are we trying to go?
Kentucky?
No. It's up in New York.
Dang, you made me forget now. The place everybody's been going lately.
Japan?
The Haunted Farm. It was on The Conjuring.
Yeah. What's the name of it?
Irene said, come visit her.
Who's coming? Who's going? Us?
Come visit me.
Isn't she in Japan? Where's she
Yeah.
at? Yeah.
Japan?
I would love to go to Japan.
You know what? Japan and China, they got some real haunted places.
Mike wants to go to Suicide Forest.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's right up. Hey, that's right up Irene's alley.
Yeah. Suicide Forest. But
Suicide Forest.
Yeah, if I can go now, it'll be the Conjuring House.
Conjuring
The Conjuring
House.
House.
The
Yeah, that.
Conjuring.
Mm-hmm.
The
Is there
Waverly.
any other place would you like to go, or were you gonna stick with that one?
Well, there is a lot of different places, but I don't remember the names of them. There's a prison. I think the prison's up in Tennessee. I want to go there, but the main one is the Conjuring House. I would like to do an investigation there. Yeah.
Now, do you want to investigate that house because of what the movie presented to you, or you want to go just because you actually think there's some activity there?
Yeah. I want to go for the activity. Anywhere I go, that's where I want to go. I want to go for the activity, not because of the movie. I want to go just to see is it haunted. You know what I mean? I don't really care about the movie. I just want to know if there's actually something there. You know what I'm saying? Like even with the Waverly, I would love to go to the Waverly Mansion as well.
Waverly Hills.
Yeah, Waverly Hills. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I would like to go there as well.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. Penhurst Asylum. That's what.
Allegheny, Yorktown. Want to come to Texas to do the Yorktown Hospital?
Yeah, we have a friend.
You might as well stay in Florida.
Oh, really?
Really? Now we have a friend. His name is Matt. He just moved there.
It's a big hype.
Yeah. He just moved there. Matter of fact, he was one of the first ones we did the
Frank Lloyd
House with, but he ended up moving to Texas. I think he's a firefighter now over there, and he's been trying to get us to come there for a little while to do that hospital. Yeah,
bro, I can show you some locations that are free, and I guarantee you'll run out of.
So is that a challenge?
You gonna leave us? Hey, Dre, he gonna leave us again. He gonna.
Hey, I'm not that guy no more, man. I'm hyped with it now.
Oh, whatever.
I don't
Go back to our videos and just watch, and you'll see Mike run.
When? I just ran that last one. That was the first time I ever ran.
Hey, it only takes one time for you to get branded as a runner.
You're right. I guess so, right? Yeah, but we would love to collab and do a video together, man. Come out to Texas.
Man, anytime, dude, because we've got some, you know what, the great thing about Texas is it's too big of a state for you guys to come down here and spend a shitload of money on haunted locations that a million paranormal investigators have been through. Dude, there's so many locations here that nobody's even been to. So why go spend a lot of money on those places when you can go to these places?
Right.
You know, I tell people that all the time. You know, but you know, people want to go for that. Oh well, I've been to the mineral. You know, I've been to Mineral Wells, or I've been to Jefferson Hotels. You know, all those places, man, is going to hit you for $1. Right. Why do all that when you can go somewhere for free and save all that beer? I mean, all that money for beer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Go have yourself a good time. It is. I never understand that, or I never can understand that. You know, I'm not saying. I think my team convinced me into going to a location, and it only cost me like $350 for the night. You know, and Old Park Hotel in Bellinger. Mm-hmm. Dude, but the thing about that place is I had the whole location to myself.
Right, right.
And I had like 30 rooms I could have slept in if I choose to. I cooked in the kitchen. Hell, I treated it like my home.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, that's the only time. But, man, you come down here, man, I'll show you some locations. I guarantee you, man, I'm going to sit back and watch Drena. He about to run.
Look, I haven't ran in a long time, so sorry.
Well, I hope you bring them track shoes with you. Bring the same ones you ran that day. You still got them.
He has run multiple. He's his daughter. You left Champagne.
Oh, but listen, I told her to come on. Like, listen, I told her to come. we was at this
The boys.
the Doja school up in Marianna, Florida, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we had investigated before, but we brought my daughter and I think my brothers. I think we was at a little family get together up in Quincy, Florida. And so we decided to ride to Mariana to go do a little video at the school. So me and my daughter was walking in, and we had walked around the whole cafeteria area. So we were standing there just talking, man, and you heard this door slam. Boom! I mean, slam loud, bro. So I took off. I told my daughter, I said, "You better come on."
Hey, Drena, so he ran twice, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right. Well, you know what? All right, Drena, where would you like to go on your bucket list?
Well, it's the same. Penhurst. I want to go to Yorktown. I want to go to what was the other insane asylum I stayed at that I want to go to?
Is it Penhurst?
No, Waverly Hills.
Yeah, Waverly Hills.
Um,
But that's the one in Mississippi, right?
Waverly Hills? No, that's up in Kentucky. I was the one up in Kentucky. And we also want to go to the battlefields.
Oh, yeah. Gettysburg.
Yeah.
Gettysburg.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that, man. Me, myself, I'm a history guy. I love history. You know, so you guys are sharing what you guys would like to go, so I'll share mine. You know, I would like to go to Normandy Beach. I'd like to go to France. You know, I would like to visit a concentration camp.
Oh, wow.
You know,
why is that? Why is the concentration camp? Why would you like to visit them?
well, you know, because when the Jews were being slaughtered by thousands, other thousands, a concentration camp is where that all took place. You know, Auschwitz was probably the most well known. You know, because I hear they were killing like 1,000 people a day.
Yeah, but that's no different than going to a plantation. Look at how the slaves was mass murdered.
Yeah. You know, but the plantation, the thing about the difference between a plantation and a place like Auschwitz is these guys were, man, just getting murdered just for who they were. And I'm not saying that we weren't, but you know, I don't know. It just draws to me, you know, because every time you just think if you were back in that area and you seen that smoke, that's not wood that they're burning, that's bodies.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and it doesn't matter if you was a kid, baby, elderly, old. Can you imagine the type of, you know, feelings you're going to come across when you walk into that gate?
Yeah.
I mean, dread, you know, and so on and so on. And you know what? And us as Black people, we were done the same way. It's just that it took them over 300 years to do what the Germans were doing
in days,
in days and weeks and months.
Right.
You know, I'm not saying that Jews. Let's see, how many people died in the Holocaust? A couple million. They were doing this in over a year, but it took the slave trade, starting from the point that we left the continent of Africa. Man, it took them over 200, maybe 300 years to do what they did to us, and you know, in a couple of days.
Right.
So it's just one of those days. It's just one of those things that hit me. And you know what? And I would love to go. You guys probably been to Plantation Road.
Never.
Have you guys heard of that? Where there's a road.
There's slave houses on both sides.
Yes, slave houses on both sides.
Yeah. We heard of it, but we never been to it.
I think that's up in Mississippi, isn't it? In Mississippi.
I think it's in Mississippi.
Yeah, we've never been there before, though. No, I don't think we. Well, I haven't, anyways. I get kind of like iffy about going to Mississippi because that's one of those states that.
In that case, you should be iffy about going anywhere.
Oh, that's.
Well, you guys, hey, you guys a little bit more southern than me. I mean, 2 hours, I could be in West Texas. And, and Texas, 35 is the dividing line between East and West.
Mm.
If you on West side, that's considered West Texas. If you're on the East side, you would consider East Texas. And you know what? People here are strange, but slavery was more East than West.
Like here, we still have sundown towns.
Oh, hell no. I wish you would. Hey, let somebody, and I'm going to be honest with y'all, let somebody tell me I don't mind going home, but as long as I got my beer, because if I go to the store and you telling me to get home before I got my beer, it's going to be a situation. I didn't say situation, it's going to be a situation.
Right.
I know the difference. Because there's no way in hell anybody in the sundown town is going to tell me to get my ass in the house by sundown.
Yeah.
Not this black, but.
Yeah, that happened to my cousin and her husband.
Well, you know what? You tell your cousin to go pick up the biggest fucking bat you can find and go upside somebody's head.
They was in this little town called Zoffo Springs. They was passing through, and they stopped to this little restaurant. And she said that the guy told her and him, y'all must be don't know where y'all at. I lied to leave. Yeah. And it's crazy because right across the street, there's a Circle K, and all different races be going in there. But just can't go to that restaurant. Yeah.
Yeah, I felt like that in East Texas, man. Jasper. No, not Jasper. The town where James Byrd was murdered. We went to go respect him and visit his grave. And man, I felt because we were in the restaurant and one of the team members who sat across me was white. And I guess they thought me and her was together. So when the guys walked in and they looked down at me and they looked at her, and I'm like, did y'all just see that? And they like, yeah, we just saw that. And, and I turned around and looked, and I'm like, dude, don't let me get crazy up in this town because they not ready for something like me, And but I had to realize where I was. I was in Jasper, Texas. And we went down the street where James Byrd was drugged and decapitated. Wow. And don't you know, they did not put that road should be a historical marker, but it's not.
Right. A marker.
It's not. Yeah. And what's so crazy about it, people in that town, it's still segregated. Town, black. But you know what? The only time they come together is Friday Night Lights.
Wow.
And it's crazy how a football game can bring a whole community together. But just think if they didn't play football together, they be, the same people that's scoring you touchdowns for your name and for your town, those are the same people that you're messing with that are walking down the street. So how is that you can come together and celebrate them scoring a touchdown, but want to talk shit about them when they're not?
Right. Well, you know what? That's the way it is.
I don't understand.
It's crazy.
It's crazy, but it's like that over there, But hey, guys, 2 hours and 13 minutes. Tell the world how to get a hold of Drena's and Mike's. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna switch this up. How do you tell the world how to get to Mike's and Drena's Paranormal?
But it's easy. You can follow us on YouTube at Drena and Mike's Paranormal Adventures. You can follow us on Instagram at Drena and Mike's. I got to live with her, bro.
Okay.
I can't change that thing, bro. You can finish up it. Go ahead.
Yes, it's the same on all platforms. Drena Mike's Paranormal Adventures, and usually if you just Google Drena Mike's Paranormal, we pop up. So I try to make sure our face comes up on everything as much as
There
we
you
can.
go.
So
There you go, man. Hey, you know what, guys? It has been an honor to talk with you guys
definitely,
Same.
about the paranormal. You know, because it's a rarity to get teams of color on the
Mhm.
podcast. If I do, I think I got one other team on the show, but for you guys to invite me into your home and share all your stories with me, you know, and so on and so on. Hey, it has been it's been blessed, and
Oh yeah.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for
And
that.
I would love to do it again one day.
Yes.
We gotta
Uh,
so we want to go over there to Texas and see what you got going on paranormal.
well, come
So
on, come on, y'all.
And thanks to all
Hey, y'all in there.
y'all, that's right,
yeah.
y'all.
Thanks to all your followers for interacting with us and
Yeah.
speaking with us. I really appreciate it. And
Yeah.
don't forget to follow us. And also, Terry, man, what a nice time and lovely meeting you. And hope we
Yeah.
get
Switching it up with the
my brother.
YouTube
You see,
ones.
we look alike. Got the bald head, the glasses.
Cousins.
You know what? If you got it, you got it. It ain't wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with being handsome.
I know that's right.
Ain't nothing wrong. Hey,
I keep trying to.
that's what got her right.
Thanks again.
Ain't got nothing to say.
Right.
Speechless. And you know what? It got my wife for 33 years.
Yes, sir. All right.
33. I got married to her when I was 20, and I'm still married to her to this day, even though she's gone.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Got
sir.
this ring on my hand. So she just gonna have to put up with me when I get there. You know what I'm saying? When I told her, I like, hey, when it's my time to go, you meet me at the front door. Take me with you.
We're waiting for you.
Right.
They're waiting
And
for
you know what? And I told her, I promised her a dance. I like, when I get there, we're gonna dance.
I know that's right.
Hey, I got to keep my promise to her.
Right.
So she be expecting that, you know. But guys, let me get out of here, man. I know you guys got work tomorrow, and it's probably 10:30 over there, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's past y'all bedtime. But Irene, if it's okay for these guys to reach out to you, please hit me up right quick, because I'm pretty sure Mike probably want to talk to you, and so on and so on, because I think he's a little bit curious on what you might have to offer him as far as him communicating with his son.
Mm.
You know, hey, here you go. It took that quick.
Heck yeah. Okay.
You know, and it's sure thing. You know, hey, just she's just one of those guys. You know, one of those people that that does their thing.
Right. Yeah, she does.
You know, so just be patient. You know, and when you talk to her, just ask questions, and just be honest and specific with her, and she'll try to help you guys out as best as you can, especially you, Mike, because I think you need answers and questions on certain things. Not quite sure. I could be guessing on that, but I think she might help you out.
Okay, I appreciate that.
All right, man. You know what? Hey, one more thing, if you guys are doing this good, you know what's coming next, right, Mike?
What's that?
Yeah, you know what's coming next.
No. What's coming next?
You got to get a podcast.
Oh,
You know what? We've been talking about that.
You got to get one, man.
But
I mean,
good thing about it, we done met you, so you can give us some pointers. You know what I mean? So
the hardest thing is just figure out what equipment do you want and how you want to set up your studio.
Right.
And I was able to, man, I got this cheap Chromebook. Chromebook, you can get a brand new one for $30.
Right.
But I got a triple monitor set up, so I was able to see y'all's Instagram on this side and see your YouTube channel on this side. That's how I was able to get all the information so quick. And plus, I got you guys right here in the middle.
Right.
You know, and that's the only thing. Get you some. Hey, I dropped the mic, man.
You broke it, huh?
No, I dropped it. I like, bam. But get you some good 1080p cameras and just decorate, and man, the rest is history.
Right.
The rest is history. So if you guys are looking to do that, let me be your first guest. I guarantee you, I'll have you laughing.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, I can imagine.
I have you, because I reach out to a lot of people, but a lot of people don't they reach out to me, but the way they set up their podcast is on weekdays.
Mm-hmm.
And I work weekdays. So I'm not able to, get on the show like I want to, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, hey guys, it's been a pleasure. Let's do this again. If you guys are coming to Texas, hey.
Yeah, we'll definitely hit you up.
Hugs and kisses, man.
Yeah.
Hugs and kisses. I kiss you on the top of that bald head. Hugs and kisses, man. That's how we do it, man. Nothing but love and support. And we try to help educate people.
Right.
And that's what it's all about, is being a paranormal investigator. But with enough said, man, I gotta go get me some zingers.
All right.
And hey, this is Terry with NSPS TV Paranormal Podcast. Hey, Mike, Drena, man, paranormal investigations, man. Reach out to these guys, man. Give them support, give them love, give them whatever they need to make sure they are successful. You know what I'm saying? And make sure you get those numbers up on Instagram, on YouTube, and Facebook. I'm not sure if these guys are on the other social media platforms yet, but I'm pretty sure they will be eventually. So, but with enough said, hey, this is Terry in the Lion's Den. You guys have a good night. Peace.
Bye.
Yeah. The paranormal pimp. All right, guys. Hey, what do you guys think about Drena Mike's paranormal investigations adventures, not investigations, from Central Florida? Hey, make sure you go over there, hit that like, share, subscribe button, and all that stuff, man. So hey, let's show some support for this team. I am about to get out of here and grab something to eat, and I got a lot of messages from that team that is popping in already. So, hey, you guys take it easy. I'll see you next week with Paranormal Connections from, I think they're out of Tennessee, if I'm right. I could be wrong, but anyway, hey, you guys enjoy the rest of your evening. Peace.